All right, now that we've got these basic validations in place, let's take a look at the user micropost associations. Let's take a look at some diagrams of the relationship between the two. All right, this is the association between microposts and users. Because of this belongs to, we saw this here, each micropost knows which user it belongs to. And the way that happens is by associating the user ID with the ID of the corresponding user, and then the code to pull that user out is micropost.user. So this is the associated user here. Going the other way, we can talk about how a user has many microposts. And here the ID of the user is used to find the associated microposts based on the value of user underscore ID. And the way we access this list is using the code user.microposts. These associations give rise to a bunch of useful methods. Let's take a look at some of them. We've just talked about micropost.user and user.microposts, but the associations also give us these, user.micropost.create and createBang. This lets us create a micropost through the association. And then we also have user.micropost.build and user.micropost.findBy. This build here is the analog of new in that it doesn't actually create the record in the database, rather it just creates it in memory. What's cool about these methods here is that they let us create new microposts, either in memory or in the database, with the user ID automatically filled in. In other words, we don't have to specify the user ID explicitly, rather the ID is inferred using the association. To get this to work, we need has many and belongs to in the models, and half of the work has already been done for us. As I mentioned before, because of user references in the model generation, it's here. Because of this, Rails knew to put belongs to user here, so all we need is the corresponding has many microposts in the user model. I like to put the associations right at the top. Has many microposts. That ran some tests. Let's take a look at it. Still green. Let's just resave it just to see. And at this point, we're in a position to understand why this code here is not idiomatically correct. You can see this explicitly specifies the user, or rather the user ID, but now we know there's a better way to do that. We can do it through the association like this. We saw here user.micropost.build. So this is @user.microposts.build. And then we can get rid of this part here. Save it, should still be green. In the process, of course, we've actually tested that @user.micropost is working. So if we got rid of this here, this will still be green because this isn't part of the user model test, but if we rerun the micropost test, now it's red because @user.micropost isn't valid anymore. So let's get rid of this, uncomment that, go green again. Great, now let's rerun the whole test suite just to make sure we're green. In fact, I don't think we've run it yet. Great.